Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new match preview on the channel. I hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and hopefully you enjoyed your Christmas. The final game for Wolves of 2024 as we're up against Tottenham Hotspur away from home this weekend. Another tricky game for Wolves and Vitor Pereira, but it's 2 wins from two clean sheets so far. And hopefully Wolves are heading in the right direction. Finally, today I'll be giving my thoughts, the latest team news. We'll have the Spurs perspective later on in the video as well. Before we kick off, please go and check out our channel partners over at Football Prizes. They've got the Nelson Semedo prize continuing from last week, up for grabs. I think it's from under 40 pence for your chance to enter and win the signed shirt. So be sure to click the link in the top of the description down below. But now, Wolves are on their travels once again. The second away game under Vitor Pereira, but a chance to make it 3 wins from 3 against the Tottenham side, who are out of sorts recently, and a little bit of pressure on Ange Postecoglou as well. Of course, we'll have the Spurs perspective later on in the video with Ricky from the Last Word on Spurs podcast, but there's a lot of trouble at the moment at Tottenham. Of course, Vicario, their goalkeeper, has got a long-term injury. Fraser Forster will be in goal, and they've had a horrible issue with defensive problems at the moment with suspensions. Jed Spence got sent off in the last game and injuries as well. So we could really see a makeshift back four, and this is a perfect opportunity really for Wolves to hopefully get some more points on the board. Look, in the Premier League, you know it's not as straightforward as that. And with Wolverhampton Wanderers, they never seem to make life easy. But if you cast our minds back to last season, we played a Tottenham side in a similar sort of position, really. And Wolves have actually won the last 3 games against Tottenham. You'll see the match facts popping up on the screen throughout the video. And they do favour Wolves a fair bit, to be completely honest. So really looking forward to this game, and it'd be fantastic if Wolves can end the year, on top with another victory, and put some real space between us and the drop zone. I say real space, but the most space that we've probably seen all season, to be completely honest. It was nice. When we won against Manchester United, I thought, here we go, and Leicester took the lead against Liverpool. I thought, it's sod's law, we get ourselves out of the drop zone, and Leicester beat Liverpool, but thankfully Arne Slot's men did us a bit of a favour there. But I'd be intrigued. I actually think you could get good odds on Wolves to win this match, and I think we've got every right to go and win this match at Tottenham tomorrow. Don't tell Gary O'Neill that with the odds, but with it being the time of year again, Vitor Pereira's pre-match press conference was actually after the game against Manchester United, and not a huge amount of note from the pre-match presser, but he wants Wolves to have their own brand of style. He says it's not Vitor Pereira's style of play, it's going to be the Wolverhampton Wanderers style of play, but he's certainly getting a song out of these players so far, and he's still wanting improvements. We had some great words from him pre-match and post-match. He was so complimentary of Matheus Cunha, who once again was the star of the show against Manchester United, and once again will be available, it seems like, against Tottenham Hotspur. There was a football fan who made up a rumour yesterday about a potential 5-match ban, which a few of the papers did jump on, but it was fake. The FA still haven't made a decision on that. With it being Christmas and New Year, the working days at the FA, it's quite strange really, but it's thought that it won't be till next week until they speak together about this situation. So we may be without Matheus from the Nottingham Forest game onwards, but the FA Cup game will be included in that, which may do us a favour. But Cunha, phenomenal against Manchester United, will be available again for this game, all being well, against Tottenham Hotspur as well. In terms of a predicted lineup, I'll flag my team up on the screen now. I think Wolves have got to go unchanged again. And, I said that in the last video against Manchester United, and I felt a little bit sorry for Rodrigo Gomez, who had a fairly solid performance and capped it off with a goal against Leicester. He was dropped. Ryan Aït-Nouri came in, and the confidence and flair that him and Matheus Cunha and the likes of Andre and João Gomez showed on the left-hand side at times against United was phenomenal. A little bit of a quiet first half for Ryan Aït-Nouri, but second half he really came into the game and was a real threat for Wolves. I would go unchanged again for this game. Of course, barring fatigue and so on, because Wolves only played on Thursday, so there's quite a tight turnaround still. But then we got a really nice break of sort of 8 days between the Spurs game and the Nottingham Forest game then, which is nice for us as well. I would go and change. But Spurs, still going to be a tricky game, regardless of who they have and who they don't have available. Away from home in the Premier League is always tricky, but fingers crossed, if Vitor can keep up this run, it'd be a fantastic to end 2024 with 3 wins on the bounce. Loads of confidence going into the new year. And really, we need to try and get as many points on the board as we can, because we still don't know how long Mateus is going to be out for. Assuming he's going to get a ban or suspension, you would assume it's maybe between 3 and 5 games. So really needs to take advantage of his position whilst he is here. But like I alluded to earlier, we do have the thoughts of Ricky from the Last Word on Spurs podcast. Again, always very difficult to link up with people this time of year with family plans around Christmas and New Year. But really grateful for him sending in a clip of the current situation at Tottenham Hotspur.
Hello there, guys. It's Ricky Sachs here from the Last Word on Spurs. Hope everyone is well. I'm here to be providing a preview of Spurs' clash against Wolves in the Premier League, of course, on Sunday. Look, I don't think it takes a genius to work out Spurs are in a really tricky period under Ange Postecoglou. And to put that into real emphasis, we suffered our 9th Premier League defeat of the season at the hands of Nottingham Forest only a day or so ago. So it just feels like there's a massive emphasis on this Wolves game now, and just how quite big it is in terms of not only Spurs' season, but Ange Postecoglou's future at the football club. It's been a crazy, chaotic season so far for Tottenham that, in all due respect, has been decimated by injury. And it's really hard to kind of sum up the words as to where Spurs are right now. Look, there's a lot of frustration around the ownership at the moment. There's frustration around the group of players, whether they're actually giving absolutely everything in terms of for the manager. And just on Ange Postecoglou, there's a lot of divide right now as to whether he is the right man to lead this football club moving forward ahead of the January transfer window opening, where it's been made very, very clear Spurs need to be spending money to be able to improve the squad. So not only improve their current league position, but try and give them a squad capable to really keep the second half of the season alive. Wolves obviously coming into this one absolutely balanced on the back of 2 big wins in a row for them. So, look, I think down the years, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has been a bit of a happy hunting ground for Wolves. I would go as far to say that I think we are probably one of the teams that Wolves do look forward to playing, because of the way that they've got such a counter-attacking nature about them. I know Vitor Pereira may have changed things up recently in terms of those first couple of games, but it will be fascinating to see really how that tactical battle does play out, because I think it's well aware Ange Postecoglou, Spurs only really do have kind of one way of playing, which is at times all-out attacking football. And given that we're currently without 3 of our favoured back 4, we are heading and in difficult nature of injuries in terms of the midfield at the moment, plus the forward line where Richarlison is still out. Spurs have got reason to be concerned, and Ben Davies has just suffered a recent setback. So I think it's difficult to kind of be able to give an indication as to where Spurs will be for the game, just because of the nature of injuries and also our form at the moment. I have to say that the form is really worrying. It's only 3 wins in the last 11. We've lost 4 of the last 5 in all competitions. So, look, Spurs are not in a good place right now. I think Wolves will come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and they will fancy their chances. And I think, look, the reality is that for any opposing side coming into playing Spurs, if you can hang in the game long enough, Spurs will no doubt give you an opportunity. So I'm really fascinated to see how this does pan out for Wolves and how it does pan out for Spurs. Look, it's a massive game in our season. There is speculation that should Spurs lose the game to Wolves, they may very well part company with Ange Postecoglou, because simply the form hasn't been anywhere near good enough. And despite Ange being very clear that he needs improvements, Spurs are working already in the window. It is a results-driven business, and to be honest with you, the results certainly recently have not been anywhere near the standard which should be for a club of Tottenham's liking. And to be 11th in the Premier League for Tottenham as a football club, it just isn't good enough. And look, whilst there has been, as I've acknowledged here, a number of injuries, it is down to Ange Postecoglou to work with the tools that he's got to get the best out of them, to hopefully put Spurs in a better league position. In terms of the team, obviously there's no Vicario, so you're looking at Forster in goal. Jed Spence was sent off against Forest, so this rules him out of this game. The back 4, I mean, this is going to be the most interesting back 4 what he does, because you've got no Mickey van der Ven, you've got no Christian Romero. We understand Radu Dragusin has got a chance of being back for this one, but Ben Davies has suffered a setback recently. So you're maybe looking at having to partner Archie Gray, who's been deployed as a centre back in recent weeks, alongside somebody like Yves Bissouma, who actually finished the second half against Forest as the makeshift centre back pairing with Archie Gray. Midfield, look, interesting what Ange will do here because there has been a situation where Madison has been in and out the team really this season, which has been a fascinating one given he's a vice captain and given his overall GA and A contribution so far, which has been pretty good to be honest with you. But Kulusevski has been Spurs' player of the season so far. What is an up and down season for the club. He's been one of the most consistent so far during this period. So look, I think you've got no doubt about it. Kulusevski will definitely play. Whether he plays Madison will be interesting because Wolves as a team love to counter attack. Does he solidify it and try and go with Basuma plus Pat Matasar in there? And again, you've got Solanke in the line with Heung-min Son, who has been really just off form in the last few weeks. And Sonny's been one of those players where, look, maybe you need to play him into form. He just, at the moment, is not looking like the Sonny that we know. So it will be an interesting game, that's no doubt for sure. And I think from a Tottenham perspective, I'd love to sit here and say we're going to take all 3 points, but I just don't think we are. I think Wolves will come to Tottenham with a game plan under a very astute manager that we've seen so far in his last two games in Vitor Pereira. And I'm going to say a 1-1. So look, that's my prediction. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I wish you all the very best for the rest of the season, apart from, of course, when we do meet like this. So, yeah, thank you so much, as always, for having me on. Look forward to catching up with you guys soon. And I say, if you're interested in any Tottenham content, come and check us out. Last Word on Spurs across all the socials. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas for those not celebrating. I hope you have a lovely festive period. Thank you so much. And as we always say, come on, you Spurs.
Big thanks once again to Ricky. I'll make sure I leave a link to their podcast in the description down below. Of course, the weekly show, I think it's a really good show out on there if you want to go and check that out as well. 2-1 Wolves is my prediction, as per usual. It's nice to have a bit of a smile on my face, a little bounce in how I do these previews now. Vitor Pereira is really getting a good bit of confidence and noise out of this squad now. And long may it continue. But Spurs versus Wolves, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hopefully you did enjoy your Christmas. Of course, this is the last match preview of 2024. So thank you so much for the support. Long may it continue, guys. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.